Does it weigh on, who does it weigh more on as the heritage part of it? Like, is it your brother or your mom?
I don't think it weighs on anybody so much. I think I can certainly speak for myself that I enjoyed as a youngster growing up. All young girls enjoy playing princess and dressing up. And I said, I am a princess. Although I was born in 1978 and princely titles were abolished in 1971. So my brother technically was born a prince. I was not, but I still felt like I can still have some claim to royalty. And I was a student of history, so I enjoyed the historical aspect of it. And then seeing it, develop and evolve into modern India. And then what happened with Bhopal and with Patodi, and seeing that evolve. And seeing my father evolve and sort of become Mr. Khan. And our houses become smaller and smaller and smaller. And all of that, just observing all of that. I thought it was interesting. And also then made me feel like, okay, nothing really stays forever. And it's very important. Therefore,
what's happened to the Bhopal house? Finally? Gone?
No, there's lots of...
it's still in court?
The palace became the university, and all of Bhopal I think there's a lot of court cases and litigation.
It's still in court?
Yes.
Okay. That's where I did the interview. In the palace.
So there are. It wouldn't have been the palace
grounds.
Because the palace became the university. There was a Flagstaff house that we used to live in.
Maybe that. Yeah.
It was probably that.
There were horses in the back and things like that.
Yes.
That's the one.
Yes.
Where I did the interview.
It's beautiful. My brother actually spent his first 5 years in Bhopal.
There were those gorgeous paintings and things on the wall there. Are they
beautiful homes?
Could you retrieve any of that, or is it?
So I think that everything that is in Bhopal is still in Bhopal.
Okay.
But there was Bhopal growing up. There was Patodi growing up. Okay. There was Delhi, of course. My mother lived in Mumbai. So there were lots of things.
And your mother's side, the Tagore connection. What was that? How is she? Tell me again. How is she related?
Rabindranath Tagore had, I think, about 14 siblings, and his brother, Gaganendranath Tagore, who was a painter and brought Cubism to India, actually. He was Amma's great-grandfather.
Okay.
So Rabindranath Tagore would have been her great-granduncle. And he was very close to my grandmother, and both my grandmother and my grandfather, my mother's parents. But my grandmother was very close to him. And they spent time together in Shantiniketan, and we have some photographs of them together. And he wrote 2 poems for her, for Ira, my grandmother. And then signed something, which then my grandfather threw away. And my grandmother was very upset with him for a very long time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yes.
What a thing to do.
I know. But then some husbands do these things.
Okay. Do you speak Bengali? No.
Are you going to speak to me in Bengali?
No.
Then I can say yes.
Yes. You acted in your first movie was Bengali.
Yes, but
right?
I was very mute. Okay. If you see the film, I again say about... There's one monologue, and then even in the film I did after that with Ritu Panagosh, that was called Antarmahal, and there was Jackie Shroff.
He doesn't speak Bengali.
He does not speak Bengali. He had a very long mustache, and he held a cat. And whenever he had to speak, I think he just brought the cat up into frame. And then there was someone under the table that would prompt him, and it was lots of fun. And there was Abhishek Bachchan.
Yeah, who doesn't speak
Bengali? Who also doesn't speak Bengali.
But
his character is
Bengali
speaking
connection,
Hindi.
right?
Of course.
Yeah.
Jayadi and of course.
Yeah.
But he was not required to speak also Bengali. He was speaking Hindi, and he played a potter. And there was my character's Choti Bahu, very demure, very mute, lots of crying, and which I do very well. So that was fine. That was not a problem.
Okay.
But to answer your question, no, I don't speak
Your
Bengali.
mom speaks Hindi with that Bengali accent. When I was in school, they used to ask me to, speak. So I used to do a Zeenat Aman mimicking. I used to do a Sharmila Tagore mimicking.
Oh, can you do one now?
No, absolutely not.
I can't either.
But I would do this because she very distinctly.
Yeah, very. Her
Hindi had that
little twang to it.
Yeah.
So her first language is Bengali, and even now. 2 things she only does in Bengali, which is Hisab Kitab, like her Ginoing will always be in Bengali, and loses her temper in Bengali, which she doesn't do anymore, and her doctors advised her not to because it's bad for her vocal cords. So she's not raised her voice in a very long time, but way back, probably in the days when, she didn't with you when you stepped on a sari, but
she didn't.
no, but she used to be a lot more passionate in those days, and that was all in Bangla. So when everyone says Bangla is such a sweet language, we're like, not really.
No.
No.
You just have to watch a football match or go to
Yeah, exactly.
or go to a rally, cover
Yes.
a rally, political
Yes.
rally in Calcutta, and you know how sweet the language is. But of course, the food is amazing.
Of course.
Namaste, Jai Hind. You're watching ANI podcast with Smita Prakash.
अगर हम उसको मस्जिद कहेंगे तो फिर विवाद होगा।
The issue is टूटा है क्या भारत?
400 पार का मतलब ये है कि संविधान खतरे में है।
क्या हम लोग ये निर्देश देते हैं कि फला को गिरफ्तार करके जेल डाल दें?
वही तो कह रहे हैं सब।
ये बेबुनियाद निराधार आरोप।
सच्चा सुनना चाहो देखो स्मिता प्रकाश ANI, it does not lie।